North Carolina Vinyl Picker here on a Sunday night. It's time for the show. Tonight we're going to do some shout outs of the week. I got 5 more shout outs this week. Some people that have been making comments on my videos and some other things, and this generally just great people that to watch. Top 10 band of rock. I'm going to give you my top 10 tonight. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 albums or a CD of that band, of my top 10 going into 2023. You'll be able to tell that it's old school. I don't deviate too much from my genre, what I like. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get into mid-century jazz and blues and stuff like that, but and garage rock, hard rock, acid rock, I guess, and also metal. And that's not my thing, but I mean I have listened to it, and I appreciate all the artists. My vinyl finds of the week. I'm going to show you what my vinyl finds of the week are. My Discog store. I did a flip video. It's going to be up on here pretty soon. You'll be able to go through. I went through all my 2 boxes of vinyl records that are for sale. And if you go to my Discog store, Big Chief Vinyl 57, you'll find there all the information about those records that are in there. And then you'll also see the shipping charges. And I'm going to pull 5 concerts. So we got a full boat tonight. So let's start with the shout outs. We're going to start with Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley's a great channel. You guys ought to sub him up. He shows a whole bunch of stuff, and he brings in stuff hot. He brings in them records. He brings them in hot. And he shows great jazz, and he shows him going out to the stores and buying the stuff and flipping records in the store, and and talking about Humming Guru. And he actually has the same pair of speakers I have, so he must be a good guy. And so listen to him and watch him. He's a great channel. Bob Bradley, Tuco Vintage Vinyl Hunter. If you're not subscribed to those 2 guys, you need to subscribe to those 2. Tuco is a great channel. He's in Nebraska, and he goes all over the state looking for them records. And he just found a mega honey hole. You got to check him out. He's got a lot of subs who need some more. I need 3 more. I need 3 more, and I'll get 500. We'll get more on that later. Kent Holston. Kent Holston's I championed back in the day. He finally made another video. I appreciate it. I told him it's kind of like waiting for you to get your car to drive, get your license. But he got onto it. He did a great job. He did a great show today. He showed some really good records and some Western stuff, swing and stuff like that. Bob Peakins / Boston. He's been commenting on my channel. And Alan Burnage, Burridge, Alan Burnage, and Rob Pancakes, Paneeks / Boston. Check those 2 channels out. Those 2 guys have been commenting on my latest shows. And then if somebody comments on my latest show, I'm going to give you a shout out in the next video that I do. And that's every Sunday night. Top 10 bands. We're going to get to those in just a minute. I'm going to get to them 5 concerts too. But let's go ahead and show you. I mean, it's really piddly this week what I found. I got this one off of eBay. I've been bidding on it. That's Kate Bush's 45 of Wuthering Heights. And it's really nice. This one here is a super expensive one to get. But you can see my copy it's got some ring wear and stuff. And it's got a piece missing in the corner. But it's the 45 is real nice. But it was a little pricey, but I didn't want to pay the real big bucks for this thing, because they go for over $100. And these 45s of Kate. But the picture's nice, and her beautiful face, you can see that. And this is from the Kick Inside, and that album. And I got one more thing to show you, and that's all I got for this week. I told it's Slim Pickens. We had got the holiday last week with the no mail, and then I had some stuff coming. So I got couple things coming tomorrow. I'll bring them next Sunday and show you next Sunday. Hopefully my store will take off. I've been doing like 1 or 2 sales a day, so hopefully by putting my flip in here every 2 weeks, I'm going to go ahead and flip what's in my store. In 2 weeks, I'll go ahead and flip my CDs and show you those. And then we'll do the albums again in 2 weeks, and then we'll just keep rotating like that. So if you can get to the Discogs website, just type in Big Chief Vinyl 57, and you'll find me, and you'll find all the information. on those records, and also DVDs and other stuff. So Elias of San Hillo, yeah, this is the promo I've been looking for. This one's here. It's really rare to find a promo of this, but I did, and it just sounds incredible. I ran it through the Humming Guru, and it's just marvelous. And I took my other copy of Elias, and I put it in my store, and it's not expensive. I think it's like it's under $10 probably with shipping, or right around $12 with shipping. It's a great album. It's his first solo album. Everybody should have. If you love Yes, then you need John Anderson and first solo album, Elias of San Hillo. And also he's finally doing the follow-up to that album. It's going to be coming out this year, I think. And then also Chris Squire's album, Fish Out of Water. I have that on a promo also. I need to do another promo show. Maybe I'll do an updated promo show probably in another couple weeks, maybe a month. And I'll show you all my latest promos. I've gotten a lot, and I got a lot more to get. So I got me a list of all the promos I want to get. And let's pull the 5 concerts, and then we'll save the top 10 bands for last. How about that? Here's number 1 here. Pulled it out of there. The Musical Box recreation of Genesis Foxtrot. This was in Orlando, Florida. I remember very vividly. I went there with my nephew Peter, and we had just in Mr. Bond, not James Bond, yeah, Mr. Bond. He's a musician in Florida and a friend of my nephew and mine. Saturday, July 26th, 2014. Oh my gosh, it was 8 years ago already. That show was incredible. It was the Musical Box recreating the Genesis show live on stage, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful show. Yeah. So there's the first one I wanted to show you. That's one here. Yeah. Julian Bond. That's his man. That's the man's name. He's a wonderful artist. He lives in Orlando, and he does all kinds of stuff. He can play the piano. He can do Hell's Bells by Bruford, and he can do Mozart and stuff. So he can play that piano. How about the original Bad Company? There you go. I went seeing them with my wife. I think that's the show. Yeah, but I think this is the show that was in the Hard Rock Live. And this was also the show that opened up with the Edgar Winter Group. Rick Derringer was there, and they did Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, and they did Frankenstein, and they did Free Ride. And I think they were off the stage, and then Paul Rogers came on with Boz when he was still alive. Is when they all were still living and breathing. And Mick Ralphs, and they all came on the stage, and they just had a great night. And my wife loves Bad Company, and so there you go. There's number 2. I got to find a third one here. I don't want to look. I ain't going to look. Okay, here we go. Nursery Crime. Wow. Nursery Crime was a band in New Jersey when I was growing up, and it was Bruce Martin's band. My friend John Weller, my best friend John Weller, lives in New Jersey, and his best friend was so it was just a great show. And I can still remember going to the bar and seeing them live, and I have some CDs of them. Bruce Martin and his band they were spot on, and then they did recreation of the Genesis, the early years with Peter Gabriel before Phil Collins took over the band, and it was just incredible. And rest in peace, Bruce. You're missed every day by your family and friends. Number 4 coming up. Number 4, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Yeah, I live right across from New York City. Genesis. This has to be the show that I saw at the Garden. This would be Seconds Out. That would be the Wind and Weathering tour. And like I mentioned before, I seen them at the Garden. And this is the looks like February the 23rd of 1977. And the following night, we went to Philly and saw the same show at the Spectrum. And it was great. It was just incredible seeing Genesis that early. That was the first time I ever got to see Genesis. My friend John turned me on to the Lamb, and then, but by the time he turned me on to the Lamb, Wind and Weathering was coming out. So there you go. This one here is a big one here. What do we got here? I'm going to put all these, Anderson, Rabin, and Wakeman, ARW. I got to see these guys at the Hard Rock with my daughter. Me and my daughter went to the show. This was October the 4th of 2016, and this was 6 years ago already. And we had tickets. We were right down. We were row J. We were right down on the floor, not too far from the stage, and we had great seats. Saw John Anderson, Trevor Rabin, and Rick Wakeman, and two other guys that filled out the band, and it was just incredible. It was really nice seeing John Anderson. I don't know if I'll ever get to see him again. If he comes, I know he's going around his solo tour this summer. He's going out with the school, rock school or something like that, a bunch of kids, and they play. And but I don't think they're going to come close to Charlotte. So top 10 bands. Here we go. This was we're going to start with number 10. And these bands could change order, you know, and I probably have another top between 11 and 20. So if I did top 20 bands, that would be cool. But I'm going to just do the top 10 for now. And then we'll see if we're going to go to 11 to 20. But these are my top 10. And then, like I say, number 10 could be number 6. Number 6 could be 2. But these are pretty, I got them in pretty good order. I worked hard on these. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bust a move. We're going to bust right through these things. How about number 10? This is a band that I got to see in San Diego, California. And they were my favorite band in high school. And they are the Titans of Rock. Of course, it's Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Top 10 band for me. Their solo stuff, I didn't really care much for Carl Palmer's solo album. I didn't care much for Greg Lake's solo stuff. He did have Gary Moore on there, and Keith Emerson. Some of his solo stuff is pretty nice. I like the stuff he did with the Nice, and a couple of his soundtracks are pretty cool. Coming in at number 9, you're going to be surprised at this, but it's Pink Floyd. Yeah, Pink Floyd's coming in here. I love Pink Floyd, and it's the White label, and this album here is from Holland. And I got this here at down in Florida when I lived down there. And I don't know if I'll put that up for sale or not. We'll see. For now, staying in the collection. Coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8. Coming in number 8. I've seen these guys probably 2 or 3 times. Oh, I've seen Pink Floyd too with my nephew. That's not with Roger Waters though. Getting back to number 8. Moody Blues. I seen the Moody Blues 2 or 3 times with the orchestra when Ray Thomas was alive and the drummer. And yeah, just incredible band. Love the Moody Blues. I've loved them all my life. It's a generational thing. That's for sure. But look at here. This is just one of the shows I saw. This was the very first time I seen them. And this is on the Octave Tour and stepping through a slide zone. And I can remember that show at the Hampton Coliseum, Virginia, like it was yesterday. I remember seeing the show. And then this is on the blue vinyl, which is pretty cool. Yeah, great album. I need to spin this one. I need to spin all 10 of these. I'm just going to leave them out. I'm going to play them this next week. Coming in at number 7. I saw these guys. I seen these. I think I've seen this with every band in here. I'm pretty sure. We'll see by the end here if I've seen them all. The Strawbs coming in at number, where are we at? Number 6? Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 7. Number 7. The Strawbs, Grave New World. My favorite Strawbs album, David Cousins. And I saw these guys play on the, what was the name of that album? I'll think of it in a minute. But I seen them on the tour, and they were just incredible. And My Friend Peter, that album there that they're on, and I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember the name of the album, but maybe I'll come back to it. Okay, so Grave New World, this is my favorite album by them. And they did songs from Heroin, and they did songs from Ghosts. And it was after those 2 albums that I've seen them. Deep Cuts. That's the name of the album, Deep Cuts. And it was a great show. Only got to see him one time. And this was at the Capitol Theater in Passaic, New Jersey. And that was my friend John. Marillion. I've been watching for a long time. I saw him twice with Fish back in the original band. And then when the Hogarth took over, I don't know, 30 years ago. It's been a long time. I did get to see them on the FU and Run tour, which was about 4 or 5 years ago. We haven't gotten to that ticket yet. But this is their latest album, and it's an hour before it's dark. And this album here is just, I mean, I listened to it all. This is my number 1 album of last year. I think I played it every 2 weeks for the entire time I had it. and I just kept playing it and playing it and playing it. I streamed it in my truck. I had the CD. I listened to it in my truck with my CD player. I played it here with my vinyl copy. So yeah, my number one album of the year, and my number 6 band, Marillion. Love Marillion. Coming in at number 5. Of course, it's Genesis. I wanted to show this promo again. I'm really proud of this one. Sell in England by the pound. I didn't see Genesis, like I said, until the Wind and Weathering tour, and then I seen them on the Abacab tour. I think it was in New Jersey at the Giant Stadium, the old Giant Stadium. And how many times did I see Genesis? Oh, I seen them on the Mama tour. Seen them in Norfolk on the Mama tour. I seen them twice on the Wind and Weathering tour. And then I went to the last album they did, We Can't Dance. Me and my nephew and his girlfriend at the time, we went to Orlando, and Phil came out and did one song and then said, I think I got a cold. And he left the stage. I didn't get to see the concert. I'm not even sure we got our money back, Peter. What do you think, my nephew? I'm asking, write it in the comment section down below, will you please? Did we ever get a refund for those shows? Oh, what a bunch of crap that was. The album wasn't much better. Oh, I didn't say that. Number 4, Lifetime band, another band, Camel. Love Camel. Here's the one I didn't get to see. I never got to see Camel live, but my friend John did. And I think he saw him on the Harbor of Tears tour, one of those tours. I don't know. I'm not sure if John ever saw him back in the day, like on Mood Madness or one of those. Oh my gosh, can I imagine seeing him on that tour? Yeah, Camel. I love Camel. Love all their records. I think I have them all now except for their last 2 or 3. And those you can't get on vinyl. Those would have to be on CD. So I need like the last 3 albums on CD. Yeah, Harbor of Tears. Not as good as a Wink. And I'm not sure the other one. I think there's 3 or 4 later albums I didn't get. But I did get this one this year. And this here is a UK press, which I just got a few weeks ago. And it's spectacular. Spectacular. Number 3. Yes. An Evening with. Yes. This is the promo that I picked up. I just wanted to go ahead and show this one. But I've seen Yes many times. Saw him on the ladder on the Fly From Here tour. Then going way back, I saw him on the Tormato tour. First time I saw him at the Hampton Roads. And I've seen Yes at least 2 or 3 times. And I saw him in Jacksonville and I saw him over in Clearwater. That's with the Steve Howe band, the Yes Official. It's actually Steve Howe's band with Billy Sherwood. And I've seen that band 1, 2, I think 3 times. I saw him in St. Augustine, and I saw him twice, once in Clearwater, once in Jacksonville when I lived in Florida. So that's 3 times. And then the one time I saw him in Virginia. And then, so that was 4 times I saw them. I think I saw the Talk Tour in Orlando with my friend John Rossi, who I was in the Navy with. And if you're listening, John, give me a call. And yeah, so that was cool. I remember seeing that show. And that was the show that I went out I needed to smoke. And that was back in the day when the Big Chief was smoking. And I went out the emergency door, went down the outside of the building. I think I had a few beers in me. And then I ended up going down, and I was walking around down there, and a cop stopped me and said, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, I probably should have got arrested that night. So then he said, "Where's your vehicle?" I said, "It's over at the," I tried to get back in. Once I got out to have a smoke, I tried to get in the door. I couldn't get in the door. I remember that part too. Yeah, that was bad. So then the cop told me to go over to the hotel where my truck was, or my car was, and then I waited there in the car until my friend John got there. He watched the rest of the show, and then he drove me to a deli that I was working at when I got out of the service. And then my wife had to come down with the 2 babies and pick me up in the middle of the night, and she was pissed, buddy. Let me tell you, I ain't seen her that pissed. And that was 26, 25 years ago. And I don't think she's been that pissed since, but it wasn't a good night. It was a good show, though. It was a good show. Number 2, or number 1, I forget where I was. It doesn't matter. I'm at the end. I'm at number 1 or number 2, but it could be both. Everybody knows I'll be loving some Steven Wilson. So this is Steven Wilson's last album, The Future Bites. And this is Porcupine Tree's album that came out last year. And Steven Wilson is Porcupine Tree, or Porcupine Tree is Steven Wilson. When somebody asked him about their writing different songs or what songs are what, he said they're all Steven Wilson songs. So there you go. He also was in a band called Blackfield, and he's also done some stuff with Opeth, and he's done reissues, remixes of remixes, I think, of King Crimson albums, Yes albums, all the epic stuff. A whole bunch of stuff that he's done. The Jethro Tull albums and Gentle Giant albums and stuff like that. So this is Porcupine Tree's last album. This came out last year, 12 years after the incident. So there you go. There's my top 10 bands. I rock bands. Now, if we do fusion rock bands, that's going to be another night. I'd have to go through all my fusion. So it's pretty much, I listen to prog and fusion and a few singer-songwriters, and that's pretty much ever see the sign when you go down the road and it says dead end? I said, well, that's pretty much me. I'm trying to get into other music. I've been trying for over 40 years, and sometimes they say old people don't change, but my nephew told me that sometimes old people do change. So there you go. So that's all I got for tonight. That was a great show. I thought everything was real good. Check out my Flip, my Discogs store, and if there's anything there you need, we'll get that. Go on to Discogs and send me the info, the money, and I'll bill you. We'll send an invoice. I'll get to see the album or the CD or the DVD, whatever, and I'll get it right out to you the next day. I'll send it right out to you. So I'm at 100% for the buyer and as a seller. So, and I hydrostatic clean everything. I'll clean all them records up, and before I send them out, I'll put them in the old Humming Guru. I'll ultrasonically clean it, ultrasonically clean it, and I'll send that right out to you the following day. And I guarantee everything. If you're not happy with it, let me know. But I haven't had anybody return anything. I haven't had anybody complain. So there you go. That's the end of the show. 22 minutes. You be good out there, and you support those troops if you can. And North Carolina Vinyl Picker. I love all my subs. I have almost 500 people. I have about out of that 500, I have about 150 people watching my videos. So that's good. I'm happy that they watch them. Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you can. If you watch my video and you like it, give me a thumbs up. It helps on the algorithm. That's what Rachel said. So there you go. Y'all be good. Take care. And I'll be with you next Sunday night unless something breaks. I'll be in the middle of the week. And I got to come on and talk to you. So other than that, I'll see you next weekend. Bye for now. North Carolina Vinyl Picker. What do I always say? Out.